it's time to get dirty. So for those people that don't already follow me on Twitter, go ahead and whack me a follow. I've been tweeting a little bit about Dirt 5. I'm really excited for the game to fully launch in about 4 months' time. I enjoyed the fourth one. I don't know what the general consensus was about the fourth one, but I really enjoyed it. But I was a little bit skeptical coming into this one because I really didn't like Codemaster's last arcade game, Grid 2019. It was a little bit boring. It was just like not my type of cup of tea. The physics were a bit weird. So going into this one, I was kind of like, right, head on, where's this going to be? They have knocked it out of the park. Codemasters were nice enough to send me a little demo with about a handful of tracks and a handful of cars to play around with. I should say before I show you any gameplay, this is a whip. Work in progress. Also playing at medium 60. Things will change from now to launch, and I just wanted to say that as a little disclaimer, you know, before the legal overlords come and strike me down. Now, this isn't going to be a Dirt 5, everything you need to know about the game. This is just going to be me talking about my first impressions, really. One thing I've learned, like from doing YouTube all this time, is it's very hard to judge a game with these demos. The Crew 2 was a good example of that. Had a really good demo, but had absolutely nothing on launch. Now, I don't think Dirt 5 is going to be the same thing, but I just want to like go into this video. Everyone knows Wagwan. So let's get into the first section of today's video, handling. This sits right in the middle of Simcade. From what I've played so far. I'm going to show you a little kind of line diagram here that's got a bunch of games. This is where Dirt 5 sits on that list. Like in the middle between Forza Horizon and Need for Speed Heat. It sits in a very nice place. I played with all the assists turned off on manual, and you can probably see it in the gameplay. I'll probably show you some of it now. There's like a point in the physics where you're on the edge of grip and you'll be linking turns, and the car will kind of go into a pendulum effect, but in a good way, and the game will essentially like reward you for linking like these mad lines, and it's one of the most rewarding things I've felt in a racing game in forever. Forza Horizon's dirt racing doesn't even come close to how rewarding this was when I was playing the demo. There was no weird buckling from the car, there was none of that kind of stuff. It was smooth, reliable. A very weird word for the handling, but not a lot of games nowadays have reliable handling where you know what's going to happen. It's predictable. Maybe predictable is the better word for it. Handling, A1. Little editor's note, as I'm editing, I forgot to mention this. There was one type of racing which wasn't fantastic. That was the sprint variant. In this mode, you basically have these mad cars that basically drift around an oval circuit. I couldn't get used to it, but I'm not sure whether that was because my assists weren't set up correctly or whatever. But I just wanted to mention that before we move on to cameras in racing games are actually a lot more important than you probably realize. Sense of speed, for the most part, you know, other than the effects and stuff on the screen, they mostly come from the camera. Dirt obviously has a hood view, cockpit view, bumper view, far and close views, and the level of immersion, it might be a mix of the graphics and everything coming into play and the motion blur, but it is so immersive. I think this might, again, in the camera section, I don't think there's many games that really nailed the camera quite like Dirt 5. The handling and how silky smooth it is linked with the camera and how the camera sways side to side is just unreal. Full inertia drifting. So we're getting dirty with a slight chance of thunder showers. This game does have seasons. Every single track will have multiple weather effects, something which I think is a no-brainer. Horizon did it perfectly. We didn't really get much more details other than that, but oh my god, just look at the way a track changes in one race. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. They've absolutely just taken Horizon's idea of seasons and just cranked it up to 1,000 on acid. It's insane. Not to mention how stunning it looks. Like I know I keep coming back to this and it's only a work in progress, and I'm only on medium. Like I'm not even on ultra because my PC is not a Chad, but it all blends to become this just really immersive experience. Works really well, obviously being a rally game inspired by off-road and all that kind of stuff. It actually has an effect on how you drive, which I think is the most important gameplay note to kind of make on the whole seasons thing. Cars, again, we didn't really have like the whole car list or anything. We just had a handful of cars. Some 90s rally we had some super lights like the Aerial Nomad. These 4x4 things, I actually really enjoyed driving these. I think they might have actually been my favorite out of all of them, which is quite surprising because I thought the Cozzy was going to be my favorite, but it actually turned out not to be so. Like, yeah, I expected them to nail the car list. Codemasters are the racing overlords. They basically own like 50% of the market at this point, so I had faith in them that they would sort out the car list. The demo was very, very promising. The reason why I don't like to do a lot of kind of pre-build up to games nowadays is because a lot of this depends on the execution. Now, we had a little Q&A session with the developers where they sat down and walked us through their plans with the game post-launch and all that kind of stuff. And it does seem like Codemasters know what they're doing. The career mode is extensive. There's split screen. Sponsors and objectives are a thing for the career mode, to giving you like long-term and short-term objectives. Multiplayer is going to be mad with these physics. They've got an arcade mode where you can create your own versions of races that are already existing in the game. You know, even the locations. I'm just looking through the list of locations. We've got like China, South Africa, Greece, Norway, Italy. It's just insane. And that's just to name a few. A livery editor, photo mode. There's honestly so much here going on. If you're on PS5, if you're on Xbox Series X, I reckon this game, it's gotta be a must play, honestly. As long as they nail all of the post-launch stuff, as long as the career mode, you know, is long enough and there is enough content at launch and they don't have the same mistakes as Dirt 4 and they learn from the mistakes they made from Dirt 4, this is going to be possibly one of the best Dirt games that's ever come out. Big, I'm speaking real big of this game right now. I just want to let everyone know, like, I don't usually speak that highly of a game unless I really do think it is going to be that good. And yeah, Dirt, if they're nailing everything from what I've played so far, and if they continue to nail all these points, they're going to be on to a smash hit. And that's it for this video. Let me know if you want to see more Dirt stuff on the channel. Maybe I'll get another upload out of this if you want to see some hands-on gameplay stuff. But that's been it for me today. If you guys enjoyed, if you did, hit the like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys have been awesome. Stay safe and peace.
But today, it ain't the same. Every other word is a yeah, okay.